What's up, guys? So, before I go to bed, I had another little Jared tangent I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, one of the absolute biggest reasons I hear people for not doing what they really want to do, whether it be fitness, I mean, everything I do is talk about fitness, so, but whether it's fitness or just life in general or any goal or anything you want to accomplish, and even that post I made the other day about what are your top 5 biggest struggles when it comes to fitness, and almost everybody said time. But here's the thing. I've literally had so many people get almost like angry with me when they say, oh, I don't have time. And I said, yes, you do. You're just not making it a priority. And I mean, that may not be very sensitive of me, but it's true, because you can't argue with numbers. And I know everybody's situation is different, but almost every case, the numbers don't lie. You have the time. You're just not making it or making it a priority. I mean, even if we want to get technical about it, if for some reason some law happened or disease happened where if you did not put X amount of time, say 30 minutes a day or 60 minutes a day towards whatever goal, say fitness, for example, your firstborn would die. I mean, I know that's pretty ridiculous, but you know for a fact 100% you could find that time. You know, you just might have to give up watching seasons on Netflix at a time. Because usually the people that don't tell me they don't have time, they're usually the ones asking Facebookers, hey, what season should I watch next because House of Cards is done, or because of whatever, because they watch seasons at a time. But because here's the thing, if you break it down into numbers, there's 24 hours in a day, that's 168 hours a week, okay? You have 168 hours a week. And let's say you spend 8 of those hours sleeping. And we all know that hardly anybody I talk to gets 8 hours of sleep per night. But let's say, best case scenario, you get 8 hours of sleep per night. So 8 times 7, that's 56 hours. So there you go. 168 hours a week. 56 of those are sleeping. Almost everybody works full time, so let's say 40 hours a week. I know some people work a little bit more or less, but on average, 40 hours a week. And then let's say you have another 35 hours a week driving, eating, sleeping, going to the bathroom, that Facebook, that stuff, which is about 5 hours a day. So 35 hours a week, and the other stuff you have to do, like driving and eating and whatnot, showering. That literally leaves a 37-hour weekly gap that you're wasting. Because most people, that's all they do is they go to work, they sleep, they say they're busy, they really aren't, but they go to work, they sleep, they eat, and that's about it. And they're like, oh my goodness, Jared, I have so little time. But you can't argue with those numbers. You literally have 37 hours a week that are blowing. You're blowing them. They're gone. I see this happen with people's money a lot. They say, oh my goodness, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I can't afford anything, da-da-da-da-da-da. But if you go look at their budget, like if you go add up every dollar they spend, like what their expenses are, I've seen people where money-wise, say they make $4,000 a month, but they only spend $2,000 a month. Say they literally tally up every dollar they spend, it's $2,000 a month, but they feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck, but they make $4,000 a month. They're literally like, oh, $20 here, $30 here. Oh, what's this necklace for $50? Oh, here's, $60 here, $3 here. That all adds up, and literally I've seen people lose hundreds and thousands of dollars per month because they don't allocate their money properly. But our time's the same way, and almost all of us trade our time for money. So we have 168 hours a week, 56 hours a week sleeping, 8 hours a night, 40 hours-ish a week working, 8 hours a day. And what was the last one? Oh, and about 5 hours a day, which is about 35 hours a week. Eating, sleeping, driving, showering, going to the bathroom, Facebooking, the nonsense stuff. So there's literally a 37-hour per week gap. So if any of my math was off, sorry, but you guys get what I'm saying. But there literally is a 37-hour a week gap that you are literally throwing in the trash. So audit your time is my biggest suggestion. Find out where every hour, schedule your schedule out. Like, get a calendar that separates your day into 15-minute increments. and see where your time is going. Because I guarantee you, normally everybody who says I don't have time, when I say give me your schedule and I'll find it, they don't want to do it. So, literally find where those 37 hours a week are going, because I guarantee you that most of you, even that 35 hours a week, that's eating, sleeping, driving, it's not even that much. That's literally like 5 hours a day that you're doing that. And here's the other big thing to that too, guys, is the people that say, I don't have time, that's your first problem, because you have made that decision. A lot of you guys know my stance on the power of decision, how once you make a committed decision, and I'm talking about like it is solid, whether that's whatever reason, good, bad, positive, or negative, is when you make a decision, that is literally what you are set in stone. So what happens, I hear people, they say, oh, I don't have time. Well, there's your first problem. You literally just proclaimed you do not have time. So if you're out there saying, I don't have time, there is no way in hell you're going to find a way to have time. It's like saying, today is going to suck. It's going to be a horrible day. Worst day of my life. This is just a horrible day. There's no way you're going to have a good day come out of that. Even if you had a good day, you wouldn't know it because you already set your mind on it's going to be a bad day. In the same way, when you say, oh, I don't have time, no, that's your first mistake. Start saying you have time and literally make it one of the biggest priorities to have time. Because here's the thing, this is probably going to offend a lot of people. There's people who say, I don't have time, that's victim mentality. You are literally letting some other outside source say, nope, that has control over my life. And I have no control over it, and so I'm a little victim, and I don't have time. So, and I don't mean to offend you guys, but literally that's what happens. People have a lot of people have this victim mentality where they make excuses and don't want to have ownership over it. Shoot, if you're not going to have time, at least say, I am choosing not to put time there. At least own up to it. Don't say, oh, I don't have time, or because of this, this, and this, that I don't have time. No, own it. Say, no, I am not making it a priority. That's the thing, is it's whose life is it? It's yours. Everyone, I just shared another thing about this on Instagram. It's you literally have no idea how much control over your life you have. That's why you need to start acting like it. And I'm preaching this to myself too. This isn't just me, sounding like a jerk on Facebook. But that's what it boils down to, is when you say, I don't have time, you literally proclaimed that and have made your mind up on, I don't have time. And that's usually people's first problem. Start saying, no, I do have time. I do have time, and make it a priority, because you do have it. And then chances are you'll find where those gaps are where you can make it have time. Don't be a victim. Take control over your life. Don't let some external circumstances dictate your reality. You control what goes on in your life. We're God's highest form of creation, and we literally have way more control over our own lives than most people think. So it's time to start acting like it. So I'm sorry if this offended any of you guys. I love you. Thank you so much for watching all my stuff. You guys have no idea how much your support means to me. So I hope you guys have a good night. I'll see you later.